Okay, our second storyteller. Julie Bridgelall is a Trinidadian living in Toronto. She spends most of her time traveling the world as an international speaker on organizational change management and has an insatiable appetite for culture, knowledge, and good food. But in her heart, she is just a girl who likes walking bare feet, feeling the earth underneath her toes. Please welcome to the screen, Julie.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. I grew up in the Caribbean island of Trinidad. It's a true melting pot of people, culture, and religion. Everyone is very respectful of each other. My family in particular wasn't very religious. My father, he never went to a temple, a mosque, or a church. He also had an intense fear of dying. He never wanted to hear when anyone passed away. He wouldn't attend their funeral. He would just go about his business as usual. He wasn't a religious man, but he was very spiritual. Sometimes things would go wrong, and he would say to me, Julie, for how that is how it was written, meaning that our soul has chosen our destiny before we came on earth. So it was now our job to decide and choose our own path to how we respond to those events. When I was 18, I moved to Toronto. During that time, I kept a close relationship with my father. I would call him at 3 a.m. in the morning if I was having a problem, and we would talk about it because that's the time he got up to go to work. The morning of September 11, 2019, I woke up that morning feeling today was going to be different. It was not going to be in a good way. I tried to talk myself into looking at it positively. But as the day progressed, I keep having a hollow, dreadful feeling in the pit of my stomach. I left work early that day, decided that maybe social media was getting me down. I need to stay off Facebook and Instagram. I was going to go off and spend time with my children. At 9 p.m., reaching for my phone to put my daughter to bed, I saw a tsunami of text messages. The only one I recognized among the list was from one of my sisters, and it read, Dad passed away. He had had a heart attack. I felt helpless, miles away in Toronto. The only thing I knew how to do with clarity was purchase a plane ticket. And that's what I did on the next flight out of Toronto. The next few days was a blur. I didn't sleep or eat anything of substance. I didn't even know my body could go without sleep for that long. Who was I now going to call at 3 a.m. in the morning? Who was going to bestow his wisdom on me? And there would be no more long talks. I wouldn't be able to hear his voice anymore. Yet, every time I try to close my eyes, I could hear him speaking to me clearly. Words and advice. Julie, everything in life happens for a reason. I purchased that plane ticket that night. And as I paid for it, I looked down at the credit card number, the expiry date. It was his birthday. Was there a message in here for me? Was he right here with me? So as I walked into the viewing area of the funeral home and I saw him lying on a gurney, he looked radiant, happy, youthful, at peace. I felt like he was saying to me, I made the crossing with no trouble. It was my time. The grass is definitely greener on the other side. A week later, I flew back in Toronto. And the very same night at 3 a.m. in the morning, he appeared in my sleep. And he said to me, I was about to buy a new home, and he said to me, do not purchase a new home because you would have nothing but problems. I got up the next morning so shaken, and I thought, okay, I'm going to listen to his message, and I abandoned the idea. A few days later, I went back out to work, and I opened up my Instagram. The first post I saw read, "You are a fighter. You've been through worse than this." Tears came to my eyes because he always called me a fighter. A few hours later, I was called into a boardroom and I was released from my contract. I took a deep breath and I remembered the Instagram post and the dream. Good thing I didn't buy that house. Since then, the synchronicities has been endless. Now I go to sleep at night, and if I have an issue that I'm looking for a solution for, I'd often ask my father to download it into my dreams. And most of the time, he delivers. Thank you.
Julie Bridgelow, everyone.